Hello, baby. Did you miss me? Just waiting for a few other people. Uh, yeah, it's been a few weeks since I've been on. Didn't have any good topics, but I've got three today, and even though I had ideas to do these, and I didn't have any drive to do them, unfortunately. And then I saw Future Boy Kamikaze do a video on one of my subjects. I'm like, he's got his take. I'm going to do my take, which was the Shang's Armies. I thought, okay, I'll press on my theory, which would then lead into, like I've put here, the schedule. There's I'm sure there's I'll get into it, but I have a way of getting into how they're going to set up these movies and why Shang says next time you see me, I will bring armies. So we'll get into that after. But the other one was Reptile, and because spoiler, he dies in the film. Kano pulls out his heart, but and a shout out to another YouTuber, Screen Fu, who he's new, but he's got a nice, unique way of telling his stories through his videos. So check him out as well. And one of his ones was the reptile theory. I was like, oh, another one of mine, which I've got another idea on how they could bring him back, but not essentially bring him back. I'll explain it more. And then the other topic is going to be the shorts, the short tie-ins that they could do. So we'll get into these. So we've got 4 people in, which I'm grateful for the 4 people that are in. So I'm going to get into the reptile is not dead. This is my idea how they can get around it. It's too bad Screen Through isn't here, because he says he wanted to see my idea, see if it lines up with his, but it doesn't. It doesn't line up with his. Because my idea is that not everyone has to die. Not everyone has to die to come back. It's like, oh, well, he's dead or she's dead, and they can just bring them back. So death doesn't always have to be a person going and then say, oh, they can come back. So I've got another way they could play around it, which will kind of make Reptile not as stupid as people think, that he's just going to blindly follow orders. So we see in the film, as they're in Outworld, you see Shang Tsung talking to Melina, saying, ask our assassins to double their efforts. And Shang Tsung says to Melina, send in the reptilian Sizoth, which is Reptile. That's Reptile's name, Sizoth. So everyone's like, oh. But then people are like, oh, because we already know from the trailer that he's going to die. So people are already anticipating his death. They know it's going to happen. Doesn't matter how good you would have made him, he's going to die in the end anyway. But I'm going to try and play with this and work our way around it for potential sequels. And again, it's more of an expansion on a story if they choose to. So what they could do is, you see Reptile or as Future Boy likes to call scales, because there's a good case where he could be. So I'm going to get into it. Shang Tsung orders Syzoth to go and assassinate Cole Young and Sonya Blade and Kano. Eventually, he dies, and then that's it. They're just known him as the Reptile Man, and there's nothing else mentioned of him throughout the rest of the film. So, to get around it, I would. In a potential sequel, you have, at some point, Reptile show up. And you're like, hey? I thought Reptile died. And you're thinking, first thing you think of is Shang Tsung must have brought him back. But, again, I hate the idea of people dying just to be brought back, and it's the same cut and paste. My idea is to have Reptile show up, Syzoth, but he's looking different. He's actually wearing like cloth or some sort of armor, and you see him explain that it wasn't him. It wasn't him that was sent. He was given the orders to go, but Syzoth ordered one of his own to go and do it. Now, why would he do that? Maybe because Syzoth had or was having other plans. What other plans? Maybe it's another setup to have Reptile go behind the back of Shang Tsung to join up with Quan Chi. So again, it's expanding on the story again, trying to branch out. Have Quan Chi in all these little areas. He's around here and there. And who's behind Quan Chi? Shinnok. Shinnok's behind him as well. So my idea is that this guy is not Reptile. We assume he's Reptile because Shang Tsung says send the reptilian Syzoth. But if you want Reptile to be, not stupid, not just be a lapdog, or a jobber, have him have his own thoughts. Have him be a bit tricky himself. So he does have his own plans and plans to join up with Quan Chi instead of Shang Tsung, but he's doing it behind Shang Tsung's back. So, in place, Reptile, Syzoth, would send one of his own under-lizards to be there in his stead. And then that way, you don't have to keep doing he's dead, he can come back from the dead, Shang Tsung must have brought him back. I see too much of it. I do see too much of it, and he gets annoying. He's dead. We could just bring him back. He's dead. You've got to make these characters be a bit more than what they are. Yeah, they're dead. They could be brought back. It's like you're just making the character stupid. At least with Reptile, make him less of a jobber by having him have his own thoughts and do something for himself. Vasi says here, I agree. Reptile was a total jobber in the movie. This is why I'm thinking this isn't Reptile, and I don't want that could get around this and not just have Reptile die just to bring him back and be the same as this. So the idea is to have this reptilian here, Scales, as Future Boy likes to say, be there in his stead under the orders of Syzoth. Again, it's another way of laying some seeds for future movies by dropping in here and there bits of Quan Chi. And you don't have to kill off the main characters every single time. It gets annoying. It really does. So I'm changing it up. I did a post on Twitter, and I said it's time for a new Deadly Alliance, and I had the two jobbers, Reptile and Baraka. They could form their own Deadly Alliance in games, and be the wild animals they are, and just take over everything with their hordes. Reptile Sizoth could find his lost species, and they join forces with the Tarkatans. Ooh, what a story that would be. You can imagine that in the games, how them pair actually become like bosses. So jobbers, you can have them be as, the bosses at the end, like you're fighting them both. So, it's like a dynamic battle thing. But yeah, there's definitely people out there that look at Reptile and Baraka and think they're just the jobbers of the franchise. And I think it's about time that people give them a bit more credit. So there you go. That's the idea. So yeah, again, Sizoth was ordered by Shang to try and assassinate these three. And behind closed doors, Sizoth ordered one of his underlizards to be there in his stead, while he was away colluding with Quan Chi behind Shang Tsung's back. Because we know, if you've played Mortal Kombat 4, the game, Reptile actually teams up with Quan Chi and Shinnok. So, lay them ground seeds for future movies. It's a good way to do that. Lay them seeds. So it's coming. It's like, Mortal Kombat 4. That's familiar. So there you go. So that's that one. So I believe that if they really want to do something different and not just kill people off just to bring them back, have Reptile not be stupid, get someone else and have him be off the side, which then you could have Reptile be almost looking like this lizard, almost looking like that, but he's got like cloth and a bit of armor and can actually speak a bit of English. Have him look a bit more menacing. Be a good way. And Chris has just come in, and I don't know how much you've been listening. I don't know whether you've heard. Have you heard? I've just gone over my Reptile theory that he's not dead. I don't know how much you've heard. You've just come in. Do you want me to do a quick rundown? Do you want me to do a quick rundown? So I'll do the old countdown timer. So, go on, Chris. Do you want me to carry on to the next subject, or do you want me to do a quick rundown? No, I have a hysterical toddler scream at the moment. Which can I do? Kids, lock them under the stairs. It works in Harry Potter. I'll just do a quick rundown, because it's for you. You keep coming to the stream, so I've got to show my loyalty. So, again, this picture here, everyone assumes he's Reptile because Shang Tsung says, send the reptilian Sizoth. So everyone assumes he's Reptile. The way they could get around it, because if you notice in the film, everyone that dies, you know they're going to come back, and it just becomes a cut and paste. It doesn't matter if they die, they could just come back. So I've decided to do something different for the so-called jobber of Mortal Kombat. Have him be a bit more smart, and have this guy, this reptilian, not be Sizoth, but the underlizard sent in Sizoth's stead because, like I said earlier, laying some ground seeds, Reptile could be doing something else. And that something else is actually colluding with Quan Chi behind Shang Tsung's back, which is laying ground seeds to the same sort of scenario in the Mortal Kombat 4 games, where you see Reptile, Quan Chi, and Shinnok, colluding. So it's laying that groundwork. So Reptile he's now thinking he's doing his own tricky things. This actually would propel him in terms of you got Jobber, and it'll bring him up a few steps because he's actually thinking for himself and he's not just some silly lapdog that will go, yeah, boss, yeah, I'll do it. I'll go and sacrifice myself, get myself killed in the hopes that I'll return, from you, sir, Shang Tsung, oh, holy one, So have Reptile think for himself. He has his own agendas, his own thoughts. So that was my idea. So there you go. If you want to watch back, that's basically the quick rundown. So I'm going to get into the next subject now, which is you remember at the end of the Mortal Kombat film where Shang Tsung says, "Next time I see you, I will not bring fighters. I will bring armies." So he said that. So everyone's thinking, oh, armies. Now, everyone, including myself, thinks that the next film will be the tournament. That's what I think a lot of people believe. And I think, now this is going to run into the other theory, is that I think it's going to be a trilogy. The third film will be the tournament. Why do I think this? So, we see Shang Tsung say he's going to bring armies before Raiden zaps him back to Outworld. That thing he can do that at any given time, that he could have done near the beginning of the film where he he told Shang Tsung to leave this place. And Shang Tsung says, "These are your champions, kill them." Raiden could have just gone, just go away. But no, it's all right. We'll skip over this. We'll skip over it. I've got a theory about that as well, but I don't need to say it in this video. I think I've already said, but I don't know. But I'll go over it again at some point if people want to know. I'll leave it there. But at this moment, people think that the next film is going to be some sort of big army scale battle. And I don't think, because of what he says, I don't think the next film is going to be the tournament. I think it's going to be more of a recruitment movie. It's going to be more of a recruitment movie. They're going to be looking for fighters. And they're being chased by armies. Which army? I'm going to say the Tarkatans. I think they're going to do some sort of Pulp Fiction type of mix mashing the story. Instead of having the Tarkatans come at the end of the tournament, because they want to ruin the thing, it's going to be before the tournament again. Why would it be before the tournament again? Because, as Shang Tsung says himself, the Elder Gods are too lazy to stop him. So sending him back to Outworld isn't going to keep him there. He's going to be like, thanks. I was going to come here anyway. I was going to come to Outworld anyway, grab my armies, and come back. You just got me here quicker. Thanks, Raiden. Thanks. So you think Shang Tsung would be a bit angry, but he's like, you just sent me where I was going to go anyway. So they're going to bring the next movie is going to be more of a recruitment for the Earthbound Warriors, as well as Shang Tsung amassing his armies because he still believes that the elder gods are just not going to stop him. It's been what, 9? It's nearly 10 tournaments. So you're talking it's been nearly 500 years, and the elder gods haven't stopped him from cheating. You could say that the first few tournaments he was playing by the rules, and then he started to do little tricks here and there, and it's like he is getting a bit confident each time, and each time he was getting more brazen, more brave in twisting the rules and breaking the rules. And I think that the elder gods were allowing him to give him enough rope to hang himself. They were just letting him carry on until he literally, it's too much now. Because you could say the elder gods, they left it in the hands of Earth and the Earth warriors to sort out their own mess. Because it's like us and ants, the elder gods and humans. We don't care what they get up to, just leave them be. But when the rules get so broken, it's like, you know what? We've got to step in. We're going to have to step in and sort this out. It's basically giving Shang Tsung enough rope to hang himself. That's what I think. Yeah, just give him a shortcut. Yeah. That says, I'm hoovering and listening. That's fine. I know that you're busy. Are you doing your stream at 9 o'clock? That's why I'm doing these at 8 now, because I remember you saying, Vassi, that you do your streams or your videos at 9. So that's why I've done this for 9 o'clock so we don't clash. I've done this for 8 o'clock so we don't clash. But, that's fine. What was I going to say now? Yeah, the elder gods just basically giving Shang Tsung enough rope to hang himself. But they're doing this and not even consulting Raiden, to say, right, we're doing this, to help you out. They're just leaving it. Which is why I think, again, Raiden is really dejected and thinks that he's abandoned, but he's still holding up to that belief that the elder gods will do something, which is why everything he does, he doesn't want to do because he thinks that he's breaking the rules. And Raiden, being a good guy, doesn't really want to do that until later on in the film where he thinks, you know what? If Shang Tsung's doing this, I want to see how far I can get away with this, which is why I was thinking he was then teleporting people everywhere. Raiden was beginning to see how far he could push his boundaries. I know he doesn't state this in the film, but if I can get my mind around it within the context of the film, Shang Tsung was pushing the boundaries and breaking the rules. Raiden was only pushing boundaries. He wasn't breaking the rules. He was pushing them to see what he can get away with. Maybe that would wake up the elder gods thinking, hang on, Raiden's doing something now. Are you pushing the rules? Are you breaking our rules, Raiden? We know Shang Tsung's doing it, but we're just buying our time. So, this will lead me to the idea of the trilogy. So the next film will be a recruitment movie. You will see. I know. I don't want to see the return of the Mark. I already explained it in a stream about the deception of the Mark. Laying the groundwork for Shinnok, where it's Shinnok's mark to deceive Raiden away from the best fighters. But I know I don't want to see, but it's going to happen. I've got to tell myself it's going to happen, because otherwise I'll just get too disappointed. So Raiden sees people with the mark and tries to find them, and all the time is you see from Outworld, Shang Tsung is amassing his doing his negotiations with the Tarkatans, with the Shokan, with the Centaurs. you could actually, if you want to save the Tarkatans for the third film, you can actually, I don't know what that race is called, but the ones with the 6 arms, the Collector from Mortal Kombat 11, you got the Collector who's got like the 6 arms. You could, because you saw in the pictures in Sonya's collages of what she's, all the evidence that she's got. You see a picture of what you thought was Tarkatans running out with children, and it wasn't. It was then that race of like collectors, because they had 6 arms. So it wasn't Tarkatans. It was that race. Could Shang Tsung bring them on board? And it'd be a nice way to save the Tarkatans for the third film. So you bring in something totally new for the next film. That, because most people, probably don't know Mortal Kombat 11 and that race. And it'd be something nice and different. And again, you wouldn't have to kill off, Baraka and Tarkatan, and many Tarkatans, I should say. Again, another so-called jobber of Mortal Kombat. Save Baraka for the tournament, or just after having been enforcer or something. So, again, have the Tarkatans like waiting in Outworld, and you could see Shang Tsung make bargains with that other race of the collectors, saying you can have all the riches you want. You're the collectors. You can have any riches you want. Just follow my orders and taking Earthrealm warriors out, and all is yours. It'd be a nice way to bring in that new race into through the movies. So yeah, I'd say the Tarkatans. So again, they're going to have Raiden and the rest of them trying to recruit new warriors and try to fend off these new armies. So you could say this is a battle, like a war battle in the second film. Something's going to happen. Shang Tsung is going to, he's gone too far. And it's going to force the Elder Gods to come forth and just break it all up and say, Shang Tsung, you've broken the rules. We've let you get away with this too far. We're going to reverse everything, and you have to wait until the tournament, which then Shang is like, shit. He comes this close. You could have him almost beat Raiden, almost kill Raiden, and that is the moment that the Elder Gods step in. So you're going to have Shang Tsung fight Raiden. To make Shang Tsung bigger, make him a massive threat, have him kick the shit out of Raiden. So then, when the tournament comes, and it's going to come down to Liu Kang and Shang Tsung, Shang Tsung can kick the shit out of Raiden. Whereas Liu Kang kind of, God-fearing of Raiden, knowing that Raiden isn't all-powerful, and he has to now face the person that almost killed Raiden. If you're going to do this hero's journey with Liu Kang, you're going to have Shang Tsung almost kill Raiden. And that is the moment that the Elder Gods come in. It's all right them fighting, but you could say it's like one of them rules where, Raiden is under the protection of the Elder Gods. Maybe not the Earth Fighters, but Raiden is. And by almost killing Raiden, or just about to deliver that blow, or almost taking his soul, that is when the Elder Gods will come in and stop it. And then the third film, the last in the trilogy, you've done all this build-up now. You've got all the players on the board. And then the tournament in the third and final film. Not final film, but final of the trilogy. You know, it's like a nice callback to Mortal Kombat Trilogy. You know, there's a trilogy of events. So, again, you know, you got Shang Tsung saying what he said at the end of the Mortal Kombat film. People believing that the next film is going to be there with Armies in the tournament. I don't think it's going to be the tournament. If they really wanted to build this up and build Shang Tsung up, have the next film be a recruitment for not just Raiden, have it be for Shang Tsung as well. Have a battle at the end, like a huge battle, and it comes down to Raiden and Shang Tsung. You could say that Raiden puts himself forward and says, right, challenge me. And if you win, right, then I won't be there to protect my fighters. But if I win, we got to wait till the tournament. Something like that. That's how... You've got to have something. You've got to have a build-up. But then, you know, Shang Tsung, if you really want to build him up to be something that Liu Kang needs to beat, you need Shang Tsung to literally beat Raiden almost to death. And that will be when the Elder Gods step in, because Raiden is under the protection of the Elder Gods. This is how I'd do it. I could probably flesh it out more. You know, I'm not a you know, star writer, but, you know, I could fill the gaps. You know, give me more than half an hour. You know, give me about a day or a week, and I could come up with a strong story. You know, going into details. So there you go. You need Shang Tsung to not be a bitch, because at the minute you got Liu Kang that's kind of, he feels like he's not the chosen one, because he looked down throughout the whole film. And I think the reason is because he knows himself he wasn't chosen. He wasn't born with the mark. He had to steal it. But there was a good reason why he had to steal it. He didn't intentionally steal it. He found an opportunity to take it from someone who didn't deserve it. Okay. But at the end of the day, within the context of that film, even Sonya says to Kano, you were never chosen. You took that mark. You were never chosen. So, using that as context, Jax was never chosen. Liu Kang was never chosen. The only person that was kind of chosen was Cole Young. But even then, it was passed down to him through lineage. Wasn't really chosen. But I think they were just trying to cut corners, I think. I don't think they really thought it through that much. Because, you know, first showing, I broke it down and I was all over the place. But, which is why, you know, again, I'm going to implore all of you to watch my video on the deception of the mark. It's another way of getting around this mark business and have it a big lie. And as well as laying groundwork for future films to bring in other characters that have been there all along, behind the scenes. So this is causing some spicy debates. Is this about the mark? It's got to be about the mark, isn't it? It's got to be. Vassie says this mark this Mark Malarkey has caused a lot of shenanigans. It has, but have you, Vassie, actually watched the stream on the deception? Because I do go over it and as a way of kind of phasing out the Mark shenanigans in the MKU, as they're calling it. But it still served the purpose because it was a deception. So, even though within this film we think, oh, you know, it didn't need to be there, I'm still giving it a purpose. and its purpose is very again, there is a deception by a sinister person. So yeah, it's a nice way of getting around it and still making it, still giving it weight. So it's not there for no reason. You have indeed. Thank you. Your view is mine. Chris says, in Outworld, I think Shang would have a massive advantage over Raiden, as Raiden's godly powers are subject to Earthrealm. Yeah, this is right. I'm only going over the first of the trilogy. Now, I could get in, because I've got like 25 minutes plus, I could get into how I would set up the like a second trilogy, going over the Outworld tournament. On what I would do, I'll get to that. I think I'll get to that. But yeah, we know that Raiden gets all his powers from Earthrealm more. That's where he's most strongest. And in Outworld, you know, he's lost it, or it's like he downgrades until he basically it's like a battery on a phone. It just dies. So he's got to conserve it. It'd be nice to have that little dynamic where he's got to conserve it. Where say later on in the next trilogy, he's got to deliver that final blow, and he just hasn't got it. He hasn't got enough. You know, add a bit of tension. Todd, are you watching this? You know, I'd like to believe that he does. I'd like to believe that he's got a spare few hours in his day to go over these. I mean, I'm not trying to dump on the film, because I'm trying to, as we've heard on all my streams, I'm trying to figure out ways how to get around them using the context of what we have in the film. So I'm not just pulling things out of thin air and twisting what's in the film. I'm working with the film. There are ways of getting around it. You know, like I said, the mark, getting ways around the mark, getting round why Raiden doesn't just teleport people away from him at the beginning when Raiden first shows up. There's ways around it where Raiden, he doesn't want to bend the rules. He's a pure being. He's just dejected, but he doesn't want to break the rules. He thinks that if he breaks the rules himself, then he's subject to the wrath of the elder gods. But later on in the film, because Shang Tsung's getting away with too much, I think Raiden's thinking, especially when he's in the void. He's in the void, and he feels like, you know what, I can at least bend the rules. I'll see what I can get away with. Which is why then he passes over the kunai to Cole. And then he can then teleport people anywhere. Anyone, anywhere. So Raiden, he's not breaking the rules. He's bending the rules. He's not teleporting people to their deaths. He's just teleporting people in different places and letting the mortals deal with it themselves. He's bending the rules. It's only because later on in the film, he feels like, you know, Shang Tsung's getting away with too much. The elder gods are not doing anything, right? They're just letting Outworld warriors just run rampant on us. So I'm just going to see what I can get away with. And while in the void, he feels a bit more confident to just, you know what, I'll just do it. I'll just see what I can get away with. He's not killing anybody. He's just placing people elsewhere. He thought he couldn't get away with it, but he did it to see if them upstairs are watching, and they allowed him to get away with it. So, again, I'm working with the film. I'm not dumping on it. I am working around it. So this is what I would like to think I would like to believe that Almighty Todd is watching these, thinking, well, he's there thinking, but he's there like, that's a good idea. Yeah. Oh, we could use that. What's he saying? What's that? Rewind. Oh, yeah, that's good. We'll use that. Oh, you know what? It'd be nice. It would be nice to think that is the case. It would be nice. But I don't know. He says he's always listening. So again, it leads into my belief that I hope he's listening. But yeah, anyway, right. Chris says, I watched the Deception stream. I would fix the mark issue. Oh, it would. It would. Again, it's like if they really want to expand this universe, Marvel, DC style, I'd like to think that I'm doing my part. And this is what these streams are for. They can go back, watch them anytime. They can take the ideas from them. And, in some sort of like, I want to say selfish way, say later on we see something like this in the films, people that have watched my streams are going to instantly recognise, think, oh, they've got that from that stream. Dave! That's what they're going to go, that's where I got it from, Dave! I'll blow my own trumpet. So, okay, yeah. Again, I think they're going to make this into a trilogy. So the next film is going to be more of a recruitment for both sides, while Shang Tsung is, still sending armies and assassins to try and, again, kill everyone off before the tournament. Because Shang Tsung doesn't want this tournament, because probably the last 2 or 3, he's done the same thing. Or he's as close to, and he's just got more brazen. So now he feels like he's gotten so far with breaking all these rules, he just wants to go balls out and go, right, that's it. I'm just going to send people in, kill everyone off, and there's going to be no tournament, and that's it. Earth round win. So it's like he's in desperation mode before the tournament comes. And I want Shang Tsung in the next film to be so badass that you think, oh my God, in the next film, we know Liu Kang's going to be the champion. But we want Liu Kang to look at Shang Tsung thinking, holy shit, how am I supposed to defend against this? How am I supposed to win? He's manipulating everybody by his, morphing throughout the film, and he's almost killed Raiden. And if it wasn't for the Elder Gods, Shang Tsung would have killed Raiden. So you've got the setup of Liu Kang trying to overcome his fear of facing Shang Tsung and having to have that self-belief, as well as the vengeance of avenging the death of Kung Lao. So I'm just trying to lay seeds myself in the hope that the right people would see these and go, right, we can use bits and bobs of these. They don't have to use all of them. My ideas aren't the best, but everyone has their own ideas and everyone thinks their ideas are the best. I know mine aren't the best. I just try and work with what we've got. So there we go. That says, does anyone feel the merch for the movie has been lacking? Yeah, I haven't seen it pushed anywhere, or is it just my country? I haven't seen any merchandise whatsoever. It's very worrying. Which where are they? I did my own cards. I printed off my own cards. These, when the trailer come out, I pulled stills, and I I made my own cards. So you've got, you've got all these ones. You got the posters. So I did the posters, and let's find a good one. I did pull more screenshots from the film, and I made my own cards. Made my own cards. So there's the back. So there's the back, all high quality. They're plastic. So yeah, so I did my own cards. So I thought it'd be nice if they actually did some merchandise and did something like this, something to collect. It'd be nice for people to actually spend some money on merchandise, t-shirts, tops, cards. But they never did. And, it's a bit disheartening. So I thought, what, I'm just going to do my own. Nice quality. But yeah, it'd be nice that if they could do merch, but they didn't. And it's a shame, because I think if they did merch and sent something out before the film, it would have built up more. And, there could be collector's items. Something, for the future and future movies. Again, putting out ideas. Yeah, I know your mistake. Chris says, waiting for Sideshow Collectibles to do a Sub-Zero. I'll tell you what, it would be nice for like models from the film in certain stances and very detailed. Oh, it'd be so that would sell, especially Sub-Zero and Scorpion. That'd be nice. Yeah. Yeah. Again, no, there's literally no merchandise, no official merchandise that people are like, I want that. I really want that. Yeah, there's been nothing in the high street stores. It's very annoying. I wanted Sonia and Melina stuff. I bet you did. Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, they brought out models for the from the games, and I'm surprised that they didn't do it for the films, seeing how how detailed the costumes were in the film. It's a shame. Well, I love your cards. I did one for a guy that was in the group, the Earthrealmers of Mortal Kombat group, and Sub-Zero Mark of the group. He actually wanted the same cards as mine. So, and he lives in Canada. So he says, can I have a set? So I'm like working it all out, how much it costs to, get them made and send them off, post the packaging. And I'm not going to say how much, but I says to him, are you sure you want to pay this much? It's quite a lot. And he goes, yep, just do it. So PayPal, he sent the money through PayPal. I was like, what? He said it straight away. I've done the card straight away. And because I got my set first, and they were still in the box and everything else, I waited and waited. His ones never come for age. I thought, right, I'll just send him my set. They're all in the same case. They come in a nice, solid case. They're plastic. They come with a, together around with a little sleeve. And yeah, perfect. Plastic, so they don't, no creases, no dust. You just give them a wipe off. They don't get wet. And he got his within a few weeks. And he says how much he loved them. He wanted me to do more. I don't know if he still does. He didn't give me any. I asked him, send me the pictures that you want, because he says he wants some done from the original Mortal Kombat movie. He says, I've got images, I'll send him, and he never did. So I think it would have cost too much for him. But yeah, it's like it comes to something when fans have to create their own merchandise. I mean, I was excited when they come because obviously I had to make them up myself. I had to do the placements and, resize and everything else. But, yeah, they come out really nice. MK Queens. Yeah. I'm surprised you haven't done like your own separate video talking about the females of Mortal Kombat. You know, ones you'd like to go over, ones you like to see, and you know, you could have them in your own order of what you like the most and the least. Something for you to go over. Just some 10-minute video, 15-minute video. You go over all the females in Mortal Kombat. Go over their names, what games they're in. You know, something there for you. Quick idea. So right. The next subject was the shorts idea. Now, we already have the Mortal Kombat Legacy web series done by Kevin Tanturian, which is like I appreciate him for what he did when he did Mortal Kombat Rebirth. He created so much of a stir that it brought out all the hardened fans to defend the original lore of Mortal Kombat. And he built up that buzz again. So you've got to thank him for that, because it might have been his plan from the start. He did something so extreme that it brought out all the fans, you could say in an angry way, this is not Mortal Kombat, what is this? Mortal Kombat is this? And it brought people's passion back out. I was one of them who really scrutinised him. But then when you realise his goal, you have to think, he's a genius. He created that much of a debate that he put Mortal Kombat back in the mainstream again when it comes to live action. So you've got to thank him for that. So yeah, the Legacy series come out, Legacy series 1 and 2, and then after that, they were going to do a tie-in series with the MKX, which is going to be Mortal Kombat Generations, which is going to be stories very loose, very loosely based on Mortal Kombat X, like extremely loose, especially with what we've seen, because some footage has come out and it's very questionable. Yeah, so they were going to do them, and then obviously there was rumours of the film, a film actually being made, and it's taken nearly a decade. So it's come out, from the inception of this new incarnation. So when it comes to these shorts, instead of doing film after film after film after film, they could do Warner Brothers, if they wanted to, or the same company that, Todd Garner's company, they could pitch to do 15-minute to half an hour short films, tie-ins or in-betweens or pre-MK movie, going over details on some of the characters. Like, for one, you could do half an hour short on the Special Forces. You could have Sonya from a very young age have a bit like my idea. This is my idea. I'm just gonna go over it, stuff it. I was gonna do an extra stream over this, but I'm just gonna go over it now. Have Sonya Blade be a young girl, and she's being picked on, and she don't take no crap. She's that type of kid. She just doesn't let anything get to her. But if someone tries to pick on her, she's gonna whoop their butt. So as a young teen, it shows her kind of losing control. So she's not a problem child, but someone who lacks a bit of control. When they lash out, they lack a bit of control, as all young kids do. When they start fighting or whatever, they don't know when to stop. So you could have that. So it's quick flashback of her as a child, then getting older, and then finding martial arts classes and being taught. So then looking at advertisements to be in army and, things like that. So she works her way up. She literally kicks guys' asses. She can now control, not her anger, but she has a very strong will. And then later on, she works up in the ranks and she gets spotted by Jax, who's now at this point a major. And he's trying to build his own special forces. Sonya sticks out, not just because she's a woman, but because of her skills. He looks at her, not because she's a woman, but because she's a soldier, kicking ass. And he sees something in her as a soldier. So he picks her out to where they go on tours with their own little special forces outside of, military commands. They do their own little thing, hush, hush. And, she proves her worth. She saves Jax's butt. So Jax now finds her not more than just a soldier, but of someone who's basically saved his life. And they become friends. Which is why in the film you see them, where they have a bit of banter, where she goes, he turns to her and goes, "What are you trying to say to me?" And she goes, "Tell you to get off your ass." So they have that banter between them. So they're friends. So then it comes up to, actually see one of their missions is they come across that thing that tore their unit quickly, as they state in the film. That's 7 years ago. 7 years ago, something tore through their unit and Jax killed it. You could do these sorts of short movies going over the backstories that are touched on in the film. And then you could do explore Sonya and Jax looking into the markings. Or you don't have to, you can just employ it. You see Jax has his marking on his abdomen. You see that, and you could say just cut off from there, and that's the half an hour done. So that they're going to investigate. They investigate later on. We see it in the film. So that quickly explains what happened to them 7 years ago, as well as building up Sonya as a character. So then you could have another jump in timeline where you could show for the half an hour Hanzo in the Netherrealm. He's not just got external pain because he's in fire, heat, whatever. He's in that version of hell. But he's also constantly feeling the internal pain of the loss of his family and the revenge he feels. And for the half an hour, you could show Hanzo trying to again fight his way out of hell. The version I put was his arcana is that his powers are linked to the fiery energies of the Netherrealm, which is why Quan Chi wanted him, because Quan Chi wants to control the fires. He wants to control the fires and the energies. So what better way to control them fires and energies through Hanzo? So he manipulates Hanzo. So you could have Hanzo while down there in the Netherrealm trying to, I'm cutting it, I'm really cutting it. You have to watch my last streams going over it. But he finally can get a grasp of his arcana, of the energies that he's linked to around the Netherrealm. And you could have you You could see him forging, because he's using his fight skills to battle the demons and everything else, the ogres and the Molochs and the Dramins, the characters from Mortal Kombat games. And each time he's picking up bits of metal, cloth, and using the fires of the Netherrealm, he's forging his own stuff. And then Quan Chi's in the background, and he's, and then at the end, you see Scorpion, he's ready. You see him lift up his head and he puts the mask on. And he's just now trying to figure out a way. He says to himself, you can hear it in his mind, I just need to leave this place. I must have my revenge. And you'll hear a voice say, if you want your revenge, you're going to have to do as I say. And then you could just introduce Quan Chi or have a silhouette or like an out of focus half of who it is, and you know exactly who it is. It's Quan Chi. Then it cuts off. So that's another one. And then you can do another time jump before, long before the tournament, where you could have again Liu Kang, how he's an orphan on the street, and then he gets picked up by Raiden and taken to the Wushu Academy, where you could have a Kung Lao being the bully of Liu Kang. Have Kung Lao be a right bugger, because he feels like he's entitled. I was born into this. I am born to be a champion. Using his great Kung Lao status and thinking he's above everyone else. He just sees Liu Kang as a peasant. And during the half an hour of this short, you could have Liu Kang develop his skills and everything else, and have them pair always at logheads. Liu Kang being the peasant and Kung Lao being the all high and mighty on his horse, thinking he's the master of the Wushu Academy and everything else. I'm entitled. So they always clash until they have like a little battle, and outside it's a fight outside. So it's not like a battle of who's the champion of the academy. It's outside, and you could have them fight, and Liu Kang could actually beat him. You could have Liu Kang beat him and humble. He literally humbles Kung Lao. And you could have something happen where Liu Kang's being beat upon by other bullies, loads of other bullies. And Kung Lao actually has a change of heart. He almost walks away, but then he helps Liu Kang. And then you got 10 of these bullies, or 20, right? And then you have the classic back-to-back. Liu Kang, Kung Lao. And they fight each other, and they're so in sync. They help each other out. Someone's just about to get hit or whatever, and then he protects him, and the other way around. And then they realise they're friends. They've helped each other out, and they do the old, they grab each other's arms, and they do the bow and everything else. And Kung Lao, if you really want to humble Kung Lao, you could say to Liu Kang, say, from this day forth, you are my brother, and then bows. And that's, again, that's when it cuts off. Again, I've just run through three shorts that they could do. I've got ideas just pouring out. Got a new guy here, Khalil, 2025. It does have its flaws, but compared to others, it was the best video game movie so far. I don't know. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say it's the best. because for me, first time watching, those little inconsistencies and story flaws, even on the first watch, stuck out to me so much. Now, in terms of the quality of the overall film, the graphics and everything else, yeah, it's a big step up from the 1995 film, massive. But again, because of those things that stuck out to me, it kind of took me out a bit. But again, I'm not dumping on it, because the way my mind goes, the way it works things out, is that if they really want to iron these things out, they can explain it in the next film or through these shorts that I'm going over now. So, I mean, you're entitled to your own opinion. It's you think it's the best one yet. That's entirely up to you. I'm 40-60, 60 towards no. But that's yours. It's totally your opinion. Chris says, I still think the 1995 film has a slight edge in terms of filmmaking, story arc. This came across as sort of a prototype for things to come. So hopefully a sequel will address these issues. Hoping. Todd says he's listening. I hope he's listening. I hope he's listening. It does have a slight edge, because in terms of the fighting as well, everything you could see, the techniques, and we didn't really see much. I mean, people keep going over the Sub-Zero versus Jax fight, and that was cool, that was. And I'm like, no. It was just Jax throwing a few punches, thumping his chest, and then getting thrown around. And I didn't like it. What I would have done was reverse all of that. Still have Jax thump his chest going, been on so many tours, MFer. Actually have Jax throw Sub-Zero around using his strength. Sub-Zero tries to come in with his skills. No, Jax's power overpowers Sub-Zero, throwing him up against walls. That's when Sub-Zero resorts to his powers. And then you see, he's doing the ice burns and thumping his fists and then grabbing his arms. There's ways to have made Jax stand out more. But again, my opinions. But yeah, hopefully my streams will, if they really want to sort these things out, my ideas are there on streams. They're there for everybody. They can twist, manipulate, use. It's up to them. I've got no copyright over my ideas. I'm just trying to help them out as much as I can. I want this franchise to succeed. So I'm not crapping on it. I will have my discrepancies on it. I will downplay some of the things, but I'm trying to do this to help them out. Alamaru, just popped to say hi. Hope you're all doing well. You've missed literally everything, but again, it's going to be there for you to watch later. But thanks for popping in. It's been a while. So yeah, what other ideas did I have? What other shorts? So I've got my main three. I had the main three. I had Sonya linking with Jax. Then I had the Hanzo in NetherRealm. The young Liu Kang and young Kung Lao. Their upbringing, their little rivalry. What others do you think they could do? What other shorts that could link with the movie franchise? Because if they did some shorts, I reckon it'd bring a bit more eyes to what they could possibly do going further on. if they just keep doing film after film after film after film and having to expand on these more, you know, they're killing time. So I reckon if they could do shorts, I reckon the actors would relish doing these shorts. They would like to do them. That's what I'd like to believe. If they really enjoy playing these characters, you know, and expanding on them more, you know, digging into, you know, what the film touches on, do short films. You know, that actually does go over what they touch in the film. And they need to explain, they do definitely need to explain the why Hanzo just didn't just teleport out of the Netherrealm like he could normally do. Why did he need Cole to bring him? Why? If Scorpion can teleport anyway, why did he need Cole? And again, I'm going to keep referring to my streams on the link between them, how Quan Chi kind of trapped him there. And the only way to break that trap was to have the link to Earthrealm, to break that, to break the dome, basically, break the dome. And after that dome is broken, Scorpion is now free. It doesn't matter. Quan Chi can't control Scorpion anymore. He can't keep him down there. Once that spell is broken, you know, because he put the spell on when Scorpion was Hanzo, but now Scorpion is too powerful. So all that power was kept in the dome. Once that dome is broken, that's it. There's no way of containing Scorpion. It doesn't matter what spells you do. So that was my explanation. But they do need to explain it more on why Scorpion couldn't just leave the Netherrealm willy-nilly. Why did he need a link? But again, I'm not crapping on the film. I'm using the film. And I'm trying to lay groundwork for other future films or stories. So bringing Quan Chi. So there we go. Hopefully, I've gone through over all of that. I've gone through my Reptile theory on how they could just have Sizoth send an Underlizard in his stead while he's doing backdoor dealings with Quan Chi behind Shang Tsung's back. Having Reptile have a bit of smarts there. I've just finished the tie-ins, the shorts, and I've gone over the idea of Shang Tsung's armies, his words, linking into these movies being a trilogy. Not having the tournament beating the second film, but more of a recruitment movie, leading into the last of the trilogy being the tournament. So there we go. Chris says, I hope they make Reptile a green ninja as they bring him back. No, you don't have to make everyone a ninja. You don't have to have ninja. Have like cloth and armor, and you could have it be, you know, symbols or the weight molds around him. Have it linked to Reptile's own species, you know, their own sort of armor. It's really awkward and odd. You know, it's like Reptile in itself. It's you know, looks really odd, but it stands out. So Reptile would stand out. That's how I'd do it. You could still have him wear like sort of like a mask, you know, where it looks like claws come around. That'd be good, where he still shows his mouth and his, you know, his tongue can still come out, but instead of like a mask where it just covers his face like that, have it be sort of like an open mask, like that, like it's claws. So he's walking around with claws. There's a nice little design. That'd be nice. Again, you say Screen Through made a video on his snare. Yeah, I commented on his Twitter post about it, and I says, I've got this idea And I said, before I watch a video, I put down, like, I said, I've got my idea. So while I was at work, I jotted down my idea. So when I'd come home, I'd wait. So I've waited a day or so to do this, because obviously I used to do it I do these every Tuesday, near enough every Tuesday. Sometimes it's random, but mainly on a Tuesday. Going over ideas like this. And he did his version. I'm like, that's not my idea. He's using the same old, the person's died, bring them back. And even though in Screamthrough's videos, he articulates his idea very well. He's got his own little art style, which is really good. It stands out. It's so you got to give him his praise. But yeah, I wanted to go a different route with the so-called jobber of Mortal Kombat, and I wanted Reptile to be more than just a lapdog, just following orders and just going in there. And why would he want to go and ambush himself? He's going there fighting 3 people. Reptile's not that dumb, but Reptile could just send an under-lizard, part of his raptors, as they've been called in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and Defenders of the Realm, the TV cartoon. They're not as developed as him. He could just send one of them instead. Leading Shang, Tsung, and everyone else to believe that Reptile's died, because it's part of him that's gone, but it's not. Reptile's gone behind, Shang Tsung's back, and doing dealings with Quan Chi, laying those seeds for future movies. Also making Reptile think for himself, not just be a lapdog going, yeah, Mr. Shang Tsung, I'll do as you say and just jump in there with loads of people. Yeah. No. I think it's about time Reptile had a bit more love than that. So again, I'm hoping that, these ideas get picked up or looked at by the right people and go, okay, maybe we should make Reptile be a bit more self-thinking and have another chance of making him really stand out. Give him that armor, different type of mask, having him talk, even though it's like a reptilian type talk, but he talks, and you could save him for the tournament. Again, it's a good idea. So there we go. Chris says, I agree in the sense he's more than a lapdog, as he's a minority as far as species go. There are many avenues Reptile could go down based on his own interests. Exactly. His main interest is, I want my species to be back again. But, you could have him have his species, there's not that many in Outworld. You could say his species hiding in Outworld, or maybe they're hiding on Earth. They could be hiding on Earth, like underground, waiting for their time. And there's only a few, there's not many. You could say hundreds. I'm going to say hundreds because, there's millions of people on the planet. If you say there's hundreds, you could class that as nearly extinct compared to, world demographics. They're nearly extinct. So say a few hundred, they're nearly extinct. But Reptile is the one that's more developed. And he still could just use and abuse some of them now and again. So this is why he sent someone else in his stead to pretend to be him, or make it out to us, the viewer, that it's him when it's not. But yeah, Reptile has his own interest. That's why I'd rather him go behind Shang Tsung's back and try to get better deals elsewhere. So if he goes through Quan Chi knowing that there's a fallen elder god, Shinnok, that's backing Quan Chi, maybe he sees an avenue there. Maybe he sees someone stronger than Shang Tsung to help him out. Maybe, bring back his species more. So, yeah, have Reptile be more than just a dumb lizard. Again, laying the groundwork for future movies, while not having to just kill off characters to have them come back. And then it's like, oh, it doesn't matter if, it doesn't matter if Baraka dies, it'll just come back. It doesn't matter if Motaro dies, it'll just come back. It doesn't matter if Shang Tsung dies, we know he's going to come back. You need to have something else other than death. Because people will just get bored of people dying and just coming back because there's no weight. There's no weight behind their death. But there's a lot of people that were kind of like disheartened when Reptile died because we knew he was going to die because of the trailers. So, change it up. Make people believe that wasn't Reptile. And Reptile was actually, Sizoth actually sent an under-lizard. And you're like, oh, Reptile's alive? And then you'll have all the Reptile fans come and go, oh, Reptile's back. Reptile's coming back. It wasn't Reptile that died. Then people will start thinking that, okay, they're not jobbing out Reptile again. So they go to, it's just, I'm trying to not subvert expectations at all. You want to bring in fans of these characters, and then you just kill off these characters. And the excuse you come up with, death is just another portal. Yeah, for some, but for others, give them a bit more. Give them a bit more oomph. Give them a bit more credit. And by having the idea of Sizoth sending one of his own in his stead while he's doing backdoor dealings with Quan Chi is a good way of giving more credit to Reptile. Like I say, bringing him from jobber to not jobber. Building him up a few steps. And I know that Future Boy Kamikaze, he calls him Scales. He still believes to this day that's not Reptile. So it's just a shame that he's not in now listening to this and going, yep, I want this 100%. I'm doing a video now, Dave. I'm doing a video now. So there you go. I've gone through everything, and I've gone through ideas of some of the short films that they could do as tie-ins to really flesh out and develop these characters for definitely future movies. So there we go. It's up to you now. Is there anything else any of you guys want to talk about, or are we done? I've gone through what I want to talk about. Does anyone else want to talk about anything else? So I'm just going to wait for a bit because I know there's a delay. So I'm just going to wait. Does anyone else have any other topics? Mortal Kombat related. Chris says, all good, bud. I know you're busy, so I know you're probably not going to have anything at the moment, personally for you. But I'm glad that you come in. You keep coming in, so I'm just waiting on your next streams with your painting. So it's going to be interesting to see who you do next. Who will Chris do? We'll have to wait and see. So yeah, Chris, he does paintings on computer, and the last one he put up was it Reptile or No, it was Jade, wasn't it? Jade was your last one. So I'm just waiting for what you've done. Reptile, Baraka, and Jade. I don't know if you've done any more. Oh, is that next? Katana's next. Ooh, nice one. So there you go. Chris does his he does live streams while you're painting. You know, he's on there for about an hour or two, and you just watch his work. So it's very therapeutic. You know, you're watching someone do their craft, and it's just therapeutic. And he's got some nice tunes going in the background, very soft. So it's someone else for you lot to you know, interact with. Sometimes he does read your comments, he interacts, so yeah, good for him. So I'll be looking forward to your next painting of Katana, seeing how that goes. Elevator music. He's like, oh, so it's not like ding 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 ding. What you should put on is some proper hard, like acid rock or something like that. Not that I'm into acid rock. I'm just sort of like raw headbanger music. That'd be a nice change. Oh, great. So yeah, yeah, I've gone through everything. If you want to, if you've missed anything, you can go back. Give me some questions if you know, if you're not sure on anything. Comment your own MK shorts. So I've given you 3. So I've already done Sonya and Jax, the formation of the Special Forces, Sonya's upbringing, Hanzo and his transition to Scorpion, and Liu Kang being taken in as an orphan into the Wushu Academy by Raiden, and you know, his eventual friendship with the all high and mighty Kung Lao. So you've got them. So yep, you can comment on what shorts ideas you'd have, and I'll be looking forward to reading them. So there we go. I want to thank everyone else for coming in. So yeah, thank you very much. Your view is mine. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time if I have any topics. If not, I'm not going to come on, but I'll let people know. So thank you very much. Till next time. See you later. Bye, guys.